Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. The Solana chart is moving in a sideways range at the moment. You can find similar structures across the crypto sector at the moment. Solana might be moving in a little bit of a different way than many other coins because Solana is obviously a little bit further ahead in the bull run. However, we are also moving in a correction at the moment, clearly. I mean, there's nothing impulsive about what is currently happening here. Yeah, you can clearly see that when you look at the sideways action that started on the 13th of April. We have 3 waves up, we have 3 waves down. I mean, that's pretty clear. This is a very clear 3-wave rally. Yeah, that typically indicates that we shouldn't expect necessarily further upside. Yeah, in a correction maybe, but it's not a great upside setup. Then obviously form the double bottom. These typically don't hold eventually, okay? They typically don't hold. They can hold for a corrective rally, which this likely was, but they often don't lead to a substantial reversal, but we'll see. And now it's coming down again, okay? So it's just, you know, without clear direction, but what we are doing is we are defining the range here. We're watching the range. It's clearly defined. We have the lower support at 119. We have the upper resistance at 159. Without a clear break of one of these levels, there isn't really much more we can say about this price. Other than we're moving in a correction, which I would call a B wave. So the idea would be that in one scenario, and that's basically the short-term bearish one, which is the yellow count here, we completed wave A. This here would be a B wave, and now we're coming down in wave C. Then in this scenario, wave B formed a flat structure as an ABC structure, but this can always turn into a larger 3-wave move. Because if the A wave is a 3-wave move, the B wave is often quite aggressive. So unless it's a WXY, but that, you know, that takes it maybe too far now. But we have an A wave down, so all it means is we have to be on high alert that it might lead to an upside breakout. And if it does, then it's likely a high B wave, which would eventually lead to a C wave down. So the idea is A, B, C, yeah, could be wave B. If we now break down below 119, then it would clearly confirm that we are coming down in wave C, probably into the area around $90. So that gives you very clear parameters to watch. Bear in mind that 119 and 109 are key support levels. In a scenario in which we're forming a triangle, we could also form a B wave, but in a slightly different structure. In this scenario, we haven't got a flat structure, but a triangle, A, B, C. All it means is we're forming another higher low and a lower high, and then we come down. So you could see them as the same, okay? It would just take a little while before the breakout to the downside occurs. If we see a break above 159, and that shouldn't happen in the yellow count, okay, and also not in the triangle count. So if we see an extension, I should then maybe change this color to, I don't know, blue maybe. Okay, so if we break up above 159, then we have this scenario to look at, in which we're probably dealing with a larger B wave. So what could be the case is that this ABC structure was just an A wave in the B wave. We're now moving down in a B wave of a B wave. And if we then see a first 1-2 setup, that could set the stage for a C wave rally in wave B. So, and then also from there, we could come down. So you see there is a lot of downside pressure on this chart, which is why I don't have a very clear upside setup from here. The next long trade setup from an Elliott wave point of view at least would be to watch for this 1-2 setup in wave C of an extended B wave. Or, I mean, if you're a range trader, you can always trade the range, yeah. But from a trend point of view, I mean, the next uptrend setup really would be this 1-2 setup in wave C of B, I just showed you. Until then, until we see that, there is so much downside pressure, I'd rather look at down, okay? But if that setup shows, I mean, that's just what we're watching for, right? It's all about watching what the market does and then reacting to it, not necessarily trying to predict, especially not in a correction. That doesn't make any sense. So, however, we have some levels to watch. So the analysis gives us some key parameters to watch, breakout points, as well as the key targets. Should we break down, then yeah, it's sort of around the $90 region. Why? Because what we can do, we can calculate the length of that yellow A wave, we go to the high of the current B wave, and the first ideal target is around $90. It's the 100% extension level. But yeah, that's sort of what we're watching for here at the moment on this chart. We just have to be patient, like, when we look at most coin charts at the moment, that's the same situation, unfortunately. I will let you know once we see an impulse, things will be clear. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.